Good morning, everybody. Wasn't really planning on doing a video today, but got a great new t-shirt here. So I thought we'd do something in honor of that. Now, if you have a look at our website, you'll see that we've got quite a lot to say about judges and lawyers and CAFCAS and so on. And to be honest, most of it's pretty negative. So you may well wonder, well, what's your answer? How are we going to improve things? How are we going to make things better for children and alienated parents in these kind of cases? Well, we're going for a kind of big fish, little fish, cardboard box approach, a three-stage approach. So what we're advocating in the first instance, the big fish stage, is that all family cases that involve children should be triaged by an experienced family court judge. So the idea is that all the cases go in front of that judge, and the judge says, okay, I can see this case is going to give us trouble. And he puts those cases to one side. All of the other cases where maybe you're going to be able to work stuff out, you can all sit around a kitchen table, go to mediation and work it all out, they can go off in another direction. But we know from our survey results that mediation just does not work in these high conflict, implacable hostility, intractable contact dispute type cases. So let's not bother with mediation. It just doesn't work. So once the judge has worked out which cases go where, we can then decide what to do next. Now, in the case of parental alienation cases, which are going to, of course, be in the implacable hostility box, we can then move them on to stage 2, the little fish stage. That stage is going to be a fact-finding thing. So we will already have asked CAFCAS to do a safeguarding report, because that's basically done right at the beginning of all cases anyway. This is where CAFCAS say neither parents are a risk to the child. Given that, we then have a fact-finding case. Now we don't need lawyers for that. We don't need CAFCAS for that. All we need is the judge, both parties, and one of these, the Holy Bible, or whatever it is you want to do your swearing on, because the hearing must be on oath. It's important to do that, because parties that alienate targeted parents from their children are liars. That's pretty common, perhaps comprehensively so, amongst alienating parents. And with a quick fact-finding hearing, but we're not saying it's half a day or something of the judge's time, just 5 or 10 minutes of each side giving a little bit of evidence about exactly what's been going on. The judge asks them questions, they give answers, in a kind of continental inquisitorial kind of way, rather than our English adversarial kind of way. The judge just asks questions, they give answers, and the judge just works out, haha, you're the liar. You're the one that's about to contact. We've worked all this out. Because judges have seen this all before. Judges sit there all day, every day, listening to people lying to them. That's when they're not listening, they're sitting there being bored to death with people making representations of one kind or another. I don't mean litigants in person, actually. I think judges are just as bored with lawyers doing that, because they've heard it all before. They've heard it all before. So yeah, that's your fact-finding hearing. Judge gets a feel for the case, susses out the lie of the land, gets a flavour for where the power dynamic is and all the rest of it. And yeah, that's your stage 2, your little fish stage, after which we can move on to the cardboard box stage. Now, what we're proposing there is an automatic 50-50 shared parenting, shared residence order that is that the child spends half of its time with each parent, unless there are good reasons not to do that, and that there's shared residence. So the child, for all official purposes, lives with both parents equally. And also that there is an order that neither parent is allowed to move outside, say, a 10-mile radius of wherever they're living now. This, of course, is not our idea. It's an idea that's been recently proposed by Families Need Fathers, and I think it's imported from America. So the idea here, it seems to me, is to kind of smooth out the power dynamic a bit. You know, the alienating parent has always got the power. It seems to me sometimes all they do is just chuck out a load of spurious allegations about stuff, sit back, refuse to engage with the process, don't turn up at hearings, ignore court orders, and just sit back and watch Lady Justice waddle her own majestic and impartial course through the proceedings. And that's a tactic that seems to work quite well. But I think if we change that power dynamic, those parents are going to have to engage with the process, right? So because they're not getting things all their own way all the time, and that's really important. So now we've got those cases where we want them. We've got the parties with equality of power, with parity, and this is very important, not just for the sake of parity, which is a good thing, but also, and most importantly, for the sake of the child, because we start off with a situation where the child continues to have good and meaningful and direct, not indirect contact. We know you can't hug Skype, right? With both parents. Yeah, that's where we go. Now, it may be that if an order like that is made, and of course this is so important, if those orders are robustly policed and enforced by the court, then it may well be that that's it, done and dusted. We can only dream. Thanks for watching.